What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday, April 25th. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comment section who your favorite plays are, and then go sign up at No House Advantage using the promo code Awesemo. Get yourself $25 on your first deposit. And we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10. Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, Seth Curry, Scotty Barnes, and Rudy Gobert on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? Time to find out. First up at number 5, we've got Bruce Brown, small forward, power forward eligible, 6,500, projected for 35. The goal is 39, and he's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. Brown's playing tons of minutes. He's basically the third best option here from a playing time perspective, next to Kyrie and KD. And he's not some slouch on a per minute basis. 0.92 fantasy points per minute, 15% usage, 14 real points, 7.5 boards, 4 assists, 2.5 stocks. Brooklyn's playing for their season. I expect Bruce Brown to be out there for a minimum of 38 minutes. They don't have the depth to really go in other directions. I don't know if it's going to work out, but at this price tag and the minutes that I expect out of Brown, it's certainly going to work for me from a fantasy standpoint. At number 4, we're going big. Center Joel Embiid, 10-2 on DraftKings, 62.5 point fantasy projection, 63 point goal. 32% of the time he's in the optimal lineup. It just kind of hurts that he's only center eligible, but this price is not correct. 38 minutes for Embiid, 1.65 fantasy points per minute. 38% usage and 33 real points. This is just massive. 14.5 boards, 3.5 assists, 2.5 stocks. It's a great matchup for Embiid against Toronto. The only thing that can really slow him down is probably his thumb, and that's a pain tolerance thing. So at 10-2, I can't really see a scenario where you're going to have any problem paying up for Joel Embiid. His raw point ceiling today is really staggering. Make sure you're getting to a bunch of Embiid. Don't worry too much about the thumb. At number 3, we have his counterpart, Precious Achiuwa. He's 4,100, center only, projected for 24. The goal is 23. Well, let's just say this. We're projected for 23.7, and the goal is 23.4. It's basically a coin flip. 34% of the time he's in the optimal. There aren't a lot of value options out there, and Achiuwa, even though he's only center eligible, still works as a value play. I gave him 28 minutes. 17% usage now for Achiuwa, 9.5 points, 8 boards, maybe an assist and a half, maybe a stock and a half. This is not a good matchup. Taking on Joel Embiid is not going to be a fun time ever. But we don't have a lot of value to be found out there. It's not great at the bottom. It's the Royce O'Neals of the world. 28 minutes for Achiuwa at 4,100. Like, that's going to be close to the best that you can find. So if you need to pay down somewhere, and let's just say you don't have Joel Embiid in a lineup, I like the idea of going to Precious Achiuwa. At number 2, I'm going to Utah for Mike Conley. He's point guard eligible, 5,400. I got him projected for 31. The goal is 32, and he's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. I gave Conley 33 minutes. He's basically like a 0.95 fantasy point per minute guy in this scenario. Neutral usage, 20%, 14 points, 3.5 boards, 6 assists, a stock and a half. He's going to touch basically every statistical category. It's not a great spot against Dallas from a pace perspective, but Conley's price is starting to get to a problematic point, and it's all about minutes here for Conley. There's a chance that you see him play like 26 and it's just not working for him, or he's playing 36 and there's a little bit of meat left on the bone of where I have him. I think 33 minutes in a competitive game today is the most likely scenario, and at that point, I think Conley's one of the best guys that you can get to because we just don't have enough in his price range to pop out bigger. We need to build lineups somehow, and Conley's $5,400 price tag makes it a bit easier. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments who your favorite plays are, and then go sign up at No House Advantage using the promo code Awesemo. I can hear the groans already, but I honestly do not care. Reggie Bullock is my number 1 contender for today. Shooting guard, small forward eligible, 4,800. So you can put him in guard, forward, and utility as well. Projected for 27. You're only going to need 28. He's in the optimal lineup 39% of the time. No one's playing more minutes than Reggie Bullock. I gave him 42 just in case this game gets crazy out of hand in either direction, but there is potentially more minutes available here. He could play 44 or 46 today. It wouldn't shock me at all. And that's why I'm interested. He doesn't do anything while he's out there. He's a 0.64 fantasy point per minute guy, 13% usage, 13 points, 5.5 boards, 2 assists, and a stock. But you get great positionality, shooting guard, small forward, guard forward utility. You get a sub 5K price tag, and you got the guy that's probably the most likely to play the most minutes today, maybe second most to Kevin Durant. Reggie Bullock is just going to be out there. All it takes is him falling into 1 or 2 weird stats, an extra steal or 2 perhaps, maybe a block shot you don't expect, and he starts providing value in a way that you can't really make up anywhere else, and you can put him anywhere, and that's really helpful. So I know people didn't like Herb Jones yesterday, ended up being a 30 fantasy point scorer. You get 30 out of Reggie Bullock today, he's probably in an optimal lineup, and that is why Reggie Bullock is your #1 contender for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Monday, April 25th. There's a FanDuel version of this video around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We are back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.